Alright, continuing on. If the Gospel of Matthew really appeared over a decade later than Mark's Gospel, then why would Matthew add for his audience to pray that the desolation not take place in winter or on a Sabbath, if it had already happened? Why add a command to pray that something not take place at a particular time if it had already happened? Was widely known about and could not be changed. What would be the point of inserting an imperative to pray about a past event that it not take place at a particular time? So again, see how this is straw-manning the reason to be skeptical. And now we're just debating over word choice and verb tense when we know it's been translated multiple times and recorded way later. Who knows and who cares? In the face of such evidence, the first major pillar for the late dating of the Synoptic Gospels, like the stones of the temple, comes crashing to the ground. In the words of the Synoptic experts, there is no material in Mark which must be dated after 70 AD. Along similar lines, in one recent study, blah blah blah, concludes that the Gospels could have been written any time between the 30s and the 70s. Cool. I mean, even if it was 1 week later, there'd be a lot of reason to doubt the recalling of the words and deeds of Jesus. And if the whole idea is trying to prove that he's special, he's uniquely able to do magic tricks or prophesize the future. First off, from this evidence itself, other people did prophecies. So you really need a pretty compelling reason to think Jesus is special, and this just ain't cutting it. Alright, the Synoptic Problem. The second major reason for dating the Synoptic Gospels to the late 1st century AD is based on a particular theory about the order in which the Gospels were written. This theory is known as the two-source theory. According to this theory, the Gospel of Mark was the first to be written around the same time a hypothetical gospel, which modern scholars refer to as Q, also supposedly came into existence later on. The Gospels of Luke and Matthew both used both Mark and Q as their two primary sources. Alright, again, setting up a huge straw man that I'm sure he's just going to knock down. The reader will be relieved to know that I'm not going to go into an analysis of the strengths and weaknesses of each of these theories. That would require a whole book. My point is simply this: if gospel experts cannot agree on a solution to the synoptic problem, and there are literally dozens of theories, many more than I've mentioned here, then the two-source theory should not be presented as if it were a fact that can be used to date the Gospels. Okay, I'm so confused. This guy says it's important when they were written, but then all the reasons for believing it was written late we should be skeptical of. But where's the part where you have evidence that it's written shortly after Jesus' death? I mean, I'm still waiting for that part.